What's the most important leadership skill that we need to learn? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So what is the most important leadership skill? Or what are some of the more important leadership skills? I want to give you a few areas of what we need to focus in on if we're going to be a leader. Now, there's tons of different areas for leadership, for growth. I mean, it could be communication, it could be building influence, trust building. There's tons of areas that we can excel at, and we need to just focus in on one at a time. We're not going to be able to do them all at the same time, but we need to start cultivating some at different areas. Maybe you're a new leader that needs to focus in on your communication. I know I've gone through years of studying and learning how to communicate better. That's right. That's part of the reason I do these videos, is to help me communicate my topics and share information better. So when I'm on stage talking to individuals or teaching large groups for a half-day session, I need to learn how to communicate better. So that's why part of the reason I do these videos. Communication is very key. And you can have trust, you can be reliable, you can do all these other things in leadership. But if you can't communicate them effectively, that's where you're going to struggle. And that is probably the most important skill right there, is communication. You got to be able to get from here, out here, effectively to get people to move forward. And now, just being able to talk does not mean that you're going to communicate better. Because most of the time, people don't care what you know until they know how much you care. So having that culture of caring for everybody, letting them know that you care about them and how you can build trust, you'll be able to communicate with them and it will land better. The biggest way to do that is actually telling stories. That's right. People love hearing stories. Think about when you were at a campground and sitting at a campfire. People love sitting around, sharing stories and learning things about other people and hearing those stories. Those stories with those little key indicators and results and those underlying little rules or lessons. That's what we need to be focusing on. Telling the right kind of story. And now, when you're telling those kind of stories, you could stand up here straight like this and talk. You could keep your hands down here. You could wave your hands all around. But you also need to know the movements, how you plan for those key moments that you need to communicate. We don't just stand behind a lectern, because a lectern keeps us divided from people. So we need to be able to move and communicate well. So I would highly recommend going and learning how to communicate well. And colleges, universities have communication classes and whatnot. You can go learn from acting classes and improv classes too. So find the area and go look into different areas just to start learning how to communicate better. And you're not going to do everything at once. Pick one little area at a time to grow over a period of time, and you're going to grow your communication, and your leadership influence will start going up. Now, if you have any more questions on that, feel free to reach out. Be glad to help point you in the right direction. That's why I do these videos and whatnot, is to help people succeed. All right, we'll see you next time.